The United States just committed $13 billion to replace its Doomsday Plane. Russia's answer is very different. An aging Soviet airborne command post, a mysterious Tu-214PU flight reportedly linked to Tehran, and a possible new Il-96-400M flying command center that may become Moscow's next airborne nuclear bunker. It is a live race over one terrifying question: who can still give orders after the first nuclear strike? In the first minutes of a nuclear crisis, satellites detect launches, radars track warheads, submarines wait for orders, and leaders race to keep the command chain alive. That is why Doomsday Planes exist. They are built for the moment when bunkers are threatened, satellites are jammed, and ground command centers go dark. A Doomsday Plane becomes the last airborne brain of a nuclear state. America has the E-4B Nightwatch, a Boeing 747-based National Airborne Operations Center built to direct U.S. forces during the destruction of ground command centers. Russia has the Il-80 Maxdome, a windowless flying command post based on the Il-86. And now, reports around Russia's Tu-214PU and Il-96-400M suggest Moscow is trying to keep its flying Kremlin alive for the next stage of nuclear competition. According to Defense and OSINT reporting, a Russian Tu-214PU airborne command aircraft reportedly landed in Tehran. The claim remains unconfirmed by the Kremlin, but the signal is still powerful. The reason this matters is simple. The Tu-214PU is not a normal business jet. The PU designation refers to a command post. It belongs to the same strategic family as the bigger IL-80: secure leadership movement, protected communications, crisis coordination, and emergency command. And the destination matters too. Russia and Iran have been moving closer through a long-term strategic partnership. In a region already shaped by missiles, drones, naval pressure, and nuclear negotiations, the reported appearance of a Russian airborne command aircraft in Tehran creates a very specific image. Moscow is not only talking through diplomats, it is showing the aircraft it would use when normal communications are no longer enough. By the end of this video, you will know which side has the stronger survivable command advantage: Russia with its Il-80 and possible Il-96-400M successor, or the United States with the E-4B Nightwatch and its $13 billion replacement program. And the answer may be more dangerous than it looks. The Il-80 Maxdome is one of the strangest aircraft in Russian military service. From far away, it looks like an old Soviet wide-body airliner. From close range, it looks like something built for the end of the world. Most passenger windows are covered. The fuselage carries special communication structures. Antennas are placed around the airframe. The aircraft's design is focused on one mission: keep Russia's national command authority connected to its nuclear forces if the ground system is damaged or destroyed. This is why the Il-80 is often called Russia's Doomsday Plane. It is based on the Il-86, a Soviet wide-body passenger aircraft. Only a tiny number were converted for the airborne command role. Western sources usually place the number at 4 aircraft, which already tells you how specialized this platform is. This is not transport aviation. This is survival aviation. The covered windows are one of the most recognizable features. In a nuclear environment, flash, radiation effects, and electromagnetic pulse become major threats. The aircraft needs protected internal spaces, redundant electronics, and communication systems designed to keep functioning when normal infrastructure starts failing. Its real value is communication. A Doomsday Plane does not win a dogfight. It does not drop bombs. It does not launch missiles. It gives orders. That sounds simple until you understand what those orders may involve. Land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, strategic bombers, ballistic missile submarines hiding under the ocean. Russia's nuclear triad only works if command authority can reach all 3 legs. If Moscow is hit, if command bunkers are isolated, if satellites are jammed, or if land networks are disrupted, an aircraft like the Il-80 becomes a flying relay between surviving leadership and surviving nuclear forces. One of the most important details is believed to be its very low-frequency communication capability. Very low-frequency radio can reach submerged ballistic missile submarines better than higher-frequency signals. That means the Il-80 is not only speaking to aircraft and ground stations, it may also be able to send emergency messages towards submarines waiting beneath the sea. That is the nightmare detail. Because the quietest part of the nuclear triad is also the hardest to destroy. If even one ballistic missile submarine survives, deterrence survives. And if a flying command post can still communicate with that submarine, the enemy must assume retaliation is still possible. This is the logic of survivable command. It is not about looking powerful on parade. It is about convincing the enemy that a first strike cannot remove your ability to respond. That is why Russia's recent nuclear signaling matters. Moscow has also been pushing the Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile back into the news, with Vladimir Putin saying in May 2026 that Russia plans to deploy the missile by the end of the year after claiming a successful test. The airframe comes from the Soviet era. The systems are secretive, and maintenance is likely complex. In 2020, Russian media even reported that radio equipment had been stolen from one Il-80 during maintenance, which became an embarrassing reminder that even doomsday aircraft depend on a normal industrial discipline. That is where the Il-96-400M becomes important. TASS reported that Russia's new airborne command post would be based on the Il-96-400M, a long-haul wide-body aircraft. In 2026, new reporting again connected the wide-body Il-96-400M with the Doomsday Plane role. The logic is obvious. The Il-96-400M offers internal space, range, 4 engines, and a Russian-built platform that can be modified for protected communications and leadership command. The Il-80 is the old flying Kremlin. The Il-96-400M could become the new one. Now comes the comparison that matters. Russia has the Il-80. America has the E-4B Nightwatch. Russia is connected to the Il-96-400M successor concept. America already has the SAOC replacement program under a $13 billion contract. This is where the gap becomes visible. The E-4B Nightwatch is one of the most important aircraft in the U.S. military. The U.S. Air Force describes it as the National Airborne Operations Center and a key part of the National Military Command System for the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The aircraft is based on the Boeing 747-200, giving it large internal volume, long range, room for staff, workspaces, communications gear, briefing areas, and redundant systems. It can be refueled in the air. At least one aircraft is kept on alert. And for decades, the E-4B has represented America's ability to command through disaster. But the E-4B is old too. That is why the United States awarded Sierra Nevada Corporation a $13 billion contract for the Survivable Airborne Operations Center, or SAOC. Reuters reported that this program is designed to replace the aging E-4B fleet, with work expected to run until 2036. Reuters also reported that Korean Air sold 5 Boeing 747-8 jets to Sierra Nevada, linking those aircraft to the future replacement path. This gives America one huge advantage: a funded modernization path. Russia's path looks more uncertain. The Il-96-400M is logical, but Russia has to produce, modify, harden, certify, crew, protect, and integrate the aircraft inside a military-industrial system already under pressure. A doomsday plane is not just a wide-body jet with antennas. It needs hardened electronics, secure nuclear command links, satellite communication, very low-frequency systems, power redundancy, specialized crews, escort planning, protected bases, and integration with submarines, missile forces, and strategic aviation. The Il-80 is older, rarer, and more secretive. The 2214PU gives Moscow a smaller command aircraft for political and crisis signaling. The Il-96-400M could become the larger future platform. Together, they create a layered Russian airborne command image: small command aircraft for leadership movement, old doomsday aircraft for strategic continuity, and a possible new wide-body system for the next decade. But in a real nuclear crisis, image is not enough. The winning system is the one that still works after satellites are jammed, air bases are attacked, cyber systems are under pressure, leaders are moving, and commanders have only minutes to authenticate the next order. That is why the comparison is not simply Il-80 versus E-4B. It is Russia's entire survivable command chain versus America's entire survivable command chain. And that is where the E-4B Nightwatch remains extremely dangerous. Russia's Il-80 remains feared because of what it represents: a flying nuclear chain of command that may still speak after Moscow goes dark. But the Il-96-400M question is the real story for the future. Can it keep it ready through sanctions, production constraints, and wartime demand? That is the nuclear race most people never see. But missiles, bombers, and submarines are useless if nobody can still give the order. That is why Russia still protects the Il-80. That is why the Il-96-400M matters. And that is why America is spending billions on the next E-4B Night Watch. Because the first strike asks one question: who was hit? The Doomsday Plane asks the second: who can still respond? And the answer may already be hiding under the ocean. Because if the order is ever sent, a submarine may be the last thing the world hears. If you want to see what those submarines are actually capable of, subscribe and watch the next video.